Peace, family. So, if you're joining us on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be updated on new drops of content. So, in the new report, it's being speculated about Wesley Snipes and Jennifer Lopez, having some tense scenes during a movie. Now, where I say speculate, because Jennifer, she never actually named Wesley Snipes, but during the interview, she went on to say that she had felt violated during filming love scenes in one of her first movies. So Jennifer Lopez, equally known for her acting career as much as her music, if not known more so for her acting. She starred as a leading lady alongside a lot of people over the years, but she opened up recently on an interview about somebody who she felt apparently the producers took advantage of her on a movie set. So she worked on the 1995 movie The Money Train, and she starred as Grace Santiago, a transit officer whose character began developing feelings over the movie for Wesley Snipes' character, Officer John Robinson, and they both fall for each other, and it culminates in the love scene between the two. So, in a recent interview, Jennifer Lopez addressed how horrible the experience was for her. She said, for starters, that the scene was never in the script and was added halfway in through filming, and she didn't believe the scene had anything to do with the movie. Instead, she says she feels that the producers added it in because they just wanted a sex scene. So she never named the actor in the specific interview, and the speculation and such is everybody saying, okay, it must be Money Train, because she did note that it was her first love scene in a film project, and movie buffs are aware of that being her first scene as such. So it's something to think about, because she said the producers, she feels they just added it in the 90s. We know there was an inundation of movies that a lot of them, involved explicit or adult scenes and stuff like that. Not to make light of it, we even seen the comedy movie Bowfinger, where Bowfinger was like, we need to get a model to get some some kind of scenes, the actress who could do this in the movie. So we know that sometimes these producers, they change things throughout the project and stuff, and not saying that's right, but that's what's being suggested on this. So anyway, back to the report. She says the leading man who was in the movie pressured her into it. She said he was a big time star at the time with a lot of clout, and I was just starting out. It was my big break, and he really pressured me. He told me if the scene wasn't hot enough, that my part would end up on the cutting room floor, and that it would be bad for my career. Like I'd get a reputation as difficult to work with. So when she says that her part would end up on the cutting room floor, we don't know if that would be the scene that she would do. So they had to, she felt compelled to make it a good scene. She said she felt uncomfortable. She said we did it and it was horrible. We were both completely naked and nothing between us except a sock on his boner. I was so naive then. Now I would have had pillows and covers and whatever to prevent contact, but I didn't know any better. She added. So here's this famous actor basically humping my leg and pouring away at my breasts and kissing them. It was awful. I felt violated. I swore I'd never work with him again. He's not done too well lately, so maybe that's karma. So those are the statements she made. And she also said that, the actor wanted to take the relationship with her further, but she had a boyfriend at the time, which she said he was also aware of. So it's a lot of speculation and stuff, and we don't want to make light on these situations. I know people are familiar with a lot of things with the Me Too movement. We've seen stories of these big hotshot producers like your Harvey Weinstein's and stuff, pushing their weight around. So with this, we don't know if this is a case of she's speculating it was the actor more so or the producers that made her do the scene that she didn't want to do. Now, I don't think it was a big breakout role as such. It was a good role for her to be in, and I think it sort of pushed the boundaries somewhat with, just showing certain dynamics of relationships. It was difficult for Wesley Snipes, I think, at the time, because he had already come off doing like Jungle Fever and some of those movies and stuff. So I think he had a certain reputation, or maybe there was an expectation from the producers to cast him in particular roles and stuff. I mean, what do you guys think? If you saw the movie, do you think they played it off well? Like there was good chemistry between them? As I said, we don't want to speculate on how the circumstances went. She says the scene that they did together was very revealing, and there was a lot of close contact, maybe closer than she would have wanted at the time. So it's kind of interesting because when we think of like these movies that show stuff like this, I remember another famous one, slightly off topic, and we're not speculating anything here, but it was called Monsters Ball. Billy Bob, Halle Berry was in that one, and because what J Lo just said on this interview, like she would have had sheets and pillows and stuff. Some of these scenes they look kind of very revealing, so it kind of opens up things to us as the audience and shed a bit of light on things, So as a professional, sometimes the situations people end up in. So we see that it's been reported that Wesley Snipes has apparently responded. This will be reported on hot97.com, so we can't say where the source of it comes from, but it says Wesley Snipes has responded and said what happened was she had never done a love scene before. She was absolutely terrified. I was given instructions from the director to make her feel good. That was my job. He continued. I knew people would look at the screen and say either they have chemistry or they don't. I told her if she took my advice, we'd do a wonderful erotic scene. And if it wasn't a good love scene, they'd edit around there and throw it on the floor. So it seems like a candid statement. Like I said, we can't give credence to where these statements come from. We'll try and find more source on that. But Wesley seems like he was just doing his job at the end of the day. I mean, what do you guys think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Have you watched this movie, The Money Train? And what do you guys think of, sexualization in movies and things of that nature? So if you're joining us on YouTube, once again, like, subscribe, share the video, hit the notification bell, drop comments, and all that groovy stuff. And we'll see you